What's going on, guys? Today I have a very special guest, my friend David Hoffmann from Davidsbeenhere. And
thanks, dude.
I'm really excited because David's been all around the world. He's made over 2,000 YouTube videos in the last decade and now has amassed nearly 400,000 subscribers. And he's here locally in Miami, so I feel very privileged, both for myself and for you guys, to sit down with David. And I think we're going to talk a little bit about what he's done and some things about video, filmmaking, and vlogging that I think can be really helpful for you guys.
Awesome, thank you. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, awesome.
All right, maybe let's do a little cheers. Cheers.
What inspired you to get started? To start this whole YouTube thing, to travel the world? You've been everywhere. What was your motivation and what inspired you to get started?
I haven't been everywhere. It's funny when people say that because it's like, yeah, I've been in a lot of places, but not everywhere. I guess, you know, I have to take you back to 14 years ago when I was in college. I was very fortunate to have a lot of friends and family overseas. And, you know, I got invited a lot of times to people's houses. So basically every summer, every spring break, I wouldn't come home because I lived in the same, you know, I lived here where I went to school, so I would leave somewhere else. I wouldn't go home like I ever did. So I would start traveling. It really was all of high school happened, and also college, and the end of college. This is talking about 2007, my last year. 2008, I graduated. I just knew I wanted to do something in travel, and I thought, I looked at YouTube, looked at other, basically websites showcasing the world, but not doing it in a, not in the way I thought I could do it, which was go to places that are really unique, off the beaten. I didn't want to just keep promoting what everybody promotes. Madrid, London, Rome, that's what most people still to this day, people get into it, and those are the main cities, which I get it, but, way too much competition, and I really wanted to dig deep into the world, go off and see something else. And then obviously I, put my head together, started figuring out, how to do this, and back then there wasn't this, there wasn't this technology, this is shoots in 4K, I shoot myself, I make a movie out of this.
Yeah, 10 years ago, that wasn't
10 years ago, there was no iPhone. No iPhone.
So,
so basically.
Let me just interject for a second. Did you foresee your path going this way? Did you have the vision of YouTube as a career?
Oh no. If I did.
What you did, was it just for fun when you first started, or did you have this vision? When did you realize that you could make money doing this and turn it into a career?
Well, okay. So I had the vision back in 08. I put together capital and I started. Unfortunately, I didn't say YouTube is the place, but because it wasn't back then. Yeah, it was, but it's not like it is today. Today it's like YouTube. You don't hear people say, I'm Vimeo guy. People don't say that. It's a YouTuber. For me, it's always been make a career out of it. I didn't know how I was gonna make money, because back then it wasn't like it is today. I release a video and I make money off viewership and off sponsorships. And now you can actually get sponsorships a lot easier than before. Even 5 years ago, this industry didn't exist. 5 years ago. It was there, but no one was really making a career out of it or becoming, multimillionaire. I know people do exactly what I do, and they make over $100,000 a month. Talking about $1 million a year, doing the same thing, just with the following is huge. You make bigger numbers, right? And yeah, so for me, it's always been making a career out of it. My main thing is I want to be the #1 source of independent travel. Food obviously is a big aspect of what I do, but independent. I want people to see me and be like, that guy travels everywhere, meaning not just I travel everywhere, but I bring a lot of information. I don't go to a place and just be like, okay, we're in Romania, I'm gonna go eat American food and go to Starbucks. I never would do that. I go deep, I dig deep into the culture. I really want to see what this place is about. I want to eat their food. I want to drink their alcohol, and yeah, I mean, basically experience it the way locals would, And I always, when I travel now, it's 100% I'm with a local. I'm never, either I'm with a friend who's also a YouTuber, or I'm with my wife, or I'm with a local, and that's it. I'm never completely alone anymore, thank God. I've done it before. I've done a lot of trips solo. Solo, where you're 2 weeks alone. It's so much easier, especially now with the fan base. I can get people to help me out.
And at what point did it become a career or a full-time job for you?
Well, no, it's always been a career. I went through a lot of ups and downs. So to make a long story short, 2007 came with the idea. 2008 graduated. Right when 2008 started, I raised capital. I raised $250,000. So
how did you do that?
I put a business plan together and I pitched a lot of investors. My father put me in front of investors.
Wow.
And I raised money. I went through all that money in 2 years, made zero money.
Okay.
So that's where I was telling you earlier. Basically, I traveled for 2 years, hired a cameraman, hired an assistant because this didn't exist. You had to have a boom mic. Wow. This didn't exist right there.
Wow, talk about highs and lows.
Highs and lows.
Yeah.
Hired an editor. I had an office, so basically I would travel. I was gone, I'd say like 8 months, 9 months of the year I was gone for those 2 years.
Okay.
Made like 500 episodes, but it was, it was the beginning. It was me putting the trip together.
Yeah.
Me figuring out how to get to point A and point B, then figuring out lines, and it wasn't like it is now. Now it's more vlogging is the new, because it's more reality.
Yep.
Before it was like, okay, we got the shot, we're shooting this place, let's say this place right here we're at. I'd be like, okay guys, this is David Hoffmann from Davidsbeenhere in Miami, Florida, and we're here at Coconut Grove. More like hosting style.
Yeah.
That doesn't fly on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Not, especially nowadays.
Yeah.
You gotta be yourself.
It's a little too boring, it's too
boring.
It's not authentic.
It's not authentic, you gotta be yourself.
Yeah.
And show a lot, and that's another big aspect. Is B-roll is 90%. Like B-roll is king when it comes to filmmaking for me. If I don't I'm shooting B-roll 90% of the time. The other like 10% is me talking on camera or me setting up shots. Or conversing with whoever I'm with. So it's a mix, but 90% is B-roll.
We're gonna jump right into some deeper questions now.
Okay.
That we got a little bit of your background on the road. What's the most dramatic or unexpected thing that's happened to you during your 10 years of travel? And how many countries have you been to now?
72.
72 countries? Yep.
So the most dramatic, I don't know if it's dramatic, but it was the most intense period of my life. First trip to India. After 4 days in Delhi, eating like crazy, I got a bug, and I got sick for 7 days.
Wow.
I'm a food video content creator, and I couldn't eat for 7 days in the country that I was gonna eat the most. I was alone. I was traveling. I got sick the day I was leaving to Agra to see the Taj Mahal. I was sick those 2 days. I got to the next city. I drove 6 hours to the next city in the car, feeling bad the whole time.
Yep.
I was there 2 days, still sick. Then I drove another 5 hours to the next city, still sick. It took literally 7 days before I got better, where I can actually eat.
And like being sick in India is like
it's bad. Yeah, because it's going up.
Yeah. We don't have to get into details.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
I think we can.
It's more that I was alone too, so I had to like literally say I'm just gonna get through every day and figure it out.
Suck it up. Yeah.
Suck it up. I was very fortunate that everybody helped me there. That country is amazing for that. Like if they see you're feeling bad, they'll ask you, and they speak English, thank God. So I think that was the hardest like week of my life. Just because I was in a place I'd never been to India. I just got there. I was super excited. Now I've been 3 times, so now I know sort of how to do things and how to prevent things. Especially having, especially now, like when I go somewhere, there's no off day. There's no off meal. Like I'm filming
all the time.
All the time. So even like now I'm like, okay, I need to add more time here in case I do get sick. There's I can have an afternoon where I can just like recover, because it was a bad week.
Yeah, because when you travel, unexpected things happen. I imagine. Yeah.
So take Pepto-Bismol before breakfast and before lunch when eating street food anywhere in the world. Period.
My next question is so now you're married. When did you get married? You have 2 kids now.
Yeah.
You have a wife and 2 kids. What's it like? How does that affect them? Do they like you traveling? Do they travel with you? What's your life with travel since you've been traveling? You said 8. Are you still traveling 8-9 months out of the year?
No. Now this year I'll probably reach 100 days out.
Okay, so you travel maybe a third of the year, if that.
It's a lot.
30%.
It's a lot.
30% of the year you're traveling.
Yeah.
How do you do that with 2 kids and a wife? What do they think about it? Yeah. And just that whole aspect of that family relations and dealing with that. I talk to my friends now who are getting married and starting to have kids, and they're like, oh, I can't do that because my wife will kill me, or I can't do that because I got kids. And they seem to always make excuses or this or that, but you seem to be a person, more of an anomaly in today's society where you're able to have a good relation with your wife and your kids.
Well, I guess I'll interrupt you by saying this is my job. So it's sort of like, it's automatically I am going to travel. How much I travel, obviously my wife has a big say in that.
Okay.
So the way my life works now is it's not like it was the first like 6 or 7 years where of this, where I literally was just like, okay, where am I going? When am I going? This book, go, go.
Yep.
Now I literally have 2 trips a year where it's automatic.
Okay.
Where I'm going to India. Those are the 2 trips, automatic, just because it's the country I want to explore the most.
Okay.
Over like the next decade.
Okay.
Just so much to explore, and my wife, we agreed on it.
Okay.
It's also the one that's helping me grow the most. The content does really well. People really enjoy it. So those are the 2 ones that my wife and me agreed. That's automatic. Okay, so I'm going 2 weeks. Like literally, I leave. So I'd say between 2 weeks and 17 days each trip.
And can I interject, just for the record, your wife isn't a YouTuber.
No.
She's not traveling.
My wife's private.
She's not traveling with you doing the same thing you're doing. So if you're in the same situation, that'll be easy because you bring the kids along, or you're doing the same thing and you're all one big family.
Yeah, but I just don't know how people do it like that.
Yeah. So
that's hard.
So why don't you shed some light on that? Because I think a lot of people are interested in that, like how you do it if your significant other is not a traveler like you are, and not a YouTuber or a content creator like you are, a filmmaker.
Okay. Yeah. So
yes. How do you do that and maintain
a relationship?
Yeah, a good relationship.
Well, first off, number 1 is trust.
Yep.
You know, I trust her. She trusts me. She knows that I'm not going out there and I'm not doing anything but working.
Yep.
You know, that's all I'm doing.
Yep.
And I'm doing it for them.
Yep.
So my wife gets that, and she knows like when I go on a trip, this is, you know, advancing my career, advancing our finances. Yep. You know, and it's changing our lives. Yep. So every single sacrifice she's making, you know, I'm making, she's making the same. Get back to that. So I travel these 2 trips where like my wife and me agreed on. The rest of the time, it's mainly jobs. Okay. So I'm getting hired by people. Okay. So I'm getting hired by, I'll give you an example. I got hired by Renault. I had to do something in Shanghai for Renault. Okay. I got hired recently by Korea Tourism. Okay. I've gotten hired by hotels. Okay. So I literally leave my schedule open, and things start filling up. And I say no to a lot, you know. Yep. So I don't do anything non-paid anymore. Yep. And when I mean by these jobs is that I usually get hired to do something, and then I'll expand the trip. So I'll give you an example of Renault. Yeah. So I got hired by Renault. It was a one day thing in China. It took me 24 hours just to get there. Okay. So I asked always my client, can I extend the trip? So just buy me the round trip ticket in different times. Okay. Yes. So I make a trip out of it. Okay. So I always do my own content no matter what. You know, my wife, she knows that every time I get on that plane, I'm gonna make something for us. Besides that, I'm making the content and just expanding everything I'm doing. You know, we sort of have an agreement where it's more an understanding that like I have to do this stuff. I don't just say I'm gonna be gone. So I usually, what I'm doing now is like, I'd say I'm gone 10 days automatic from the month. So 10 days I'm automatically gone. If I don't travel this month completely, the next month I might have something, or the next month. So like right now, right this second, I have 4 trips lined up. Next month, sorry if this is too much.
No, it's great. And you're not doing a trip like a weekend here. A lot of these trips are 2-3 weeks, a month.
I mean, everything's 10 days, especially because they're far.
Or even to India is 10 days now?
No, India's 14, just because it takes me 2 days to go and come back.
Oh, okay.
So like, and it's too little. Like I can make it longer.
So your trips are like 10 to 14 days.
I say 10 to 18, but when it's 18, the last 4 days are the hardest. So like, I try to cut that down just because I get too tired.
Got it.
I'm going nonstop. There's no weekend.
Yeah.
There's no weekend.
Yeah.
There's no morning off.
Yeah. There's no time off.
There's no time off. So I mean, in terms of like how the relationship is with my wife, it's great. You know, I'm making things happen. I'm providing. Yeah. And she understands, and I'm doing something for us. On top of it, this is my dream. You know, and I'm helping her with her dream, which is not having to go and work full time and never seeing her kids. Yeah. That's something that we're also doing something on the side for her business, but that's one thing that we both love about the way we have our life set up is that like, especially when I'm home, like this is an off day for me where I'm like actually outside filming, but when I'm home and I'm with my kids every day, even if they go to school, when they're home, when they come back, I'm with them for dinner, I'm helping with the showers, I'm really with them, It's hard because my family, like my sister, my brother, they both have full-time career corporate jobs where they see their kids in the morning and at night, and that's it, and then the weekends. That's their life. So for us, it's like amazing that we have that, and then you know, when I do leave, I don't just leave her abandoned. I hire somebody, help. I would hire the full-time help now if it didn't cost me, you know, $3,000 a month automatic. That's what it costs here. So yeah, just not there yet to do that.
And what do your kids think? How old are your kids, and what do they think of you traveling? Well, and what does the rest of your parents or your other ones or the rest of your family think about, I guess, maybe when you first started to now?
Yeah, I mean, the greatest gift my parents ever gave me was they both believed in me. From the beginning. When I came with the idea, they believed in me, they helped me, they always supported me. Best gift they ever gave me.
That's awesome.
Then in terms of my kids, my daughter's 3, my other one's 1, so I have 2 daughters, 3 and 1.
Congratulations.
Thanks. My 3-year-old, it's hard for her every time I leave. Yeah. But you know, we Skype, or not Skype, we FaceTime every day. Yep. So we're always like talking at least for an hour a day. I communicate with my family, with my wife and my daughter. Yeah. And then she loves it because she like, I've been teaching her about places. Yeah. I have a collection of masks. I buy a mask in each country. That's cool. So she knows, and now she's understanding the world. I've been teaching her the continents. Obviously, it's really hard at that age, but showing her now she wants to go. She wants to travel. She always wants to go with me. So I especially like, I love that I'm inspiring her, you know, to travel. Yeah. That's my ultimate dream. Yeah. Would be to have no worries financially. Yeah. And be always on the go. Yep. You know, in my late age, probably my 50s, 60s, 70s, I'm gonna be just nonstop out and not having to work for it. You know, just going. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that later, but maybe I'll ask you that now since you just touched on that. Like, what's the legacy you want for yourself, or what's the vision you want down the road for what you're doing? Because obviously I can see you're working your butt off, and very few people out there, whether it be YouTube or filmmakers or any job for that matter, I see with your type of drive, which is why I'm really happy that we had this conversation. I always like hanging out with people who are either more talented and hardworking than I am, because I think I can learn a lot from that, and my audience out there can learn a lot from that. So I think people who are like this often have a vision that most people don't have. What's your vision or your legacy that you want for yourself, or do you not look at it like that?
Well, I look at it more like I have a clear vision, and now I know the steps. Okay. So one big thing that affected me in the past is I used to worry what people thought of me. Yep. I don't care about what anybody thinks. I don't care if they think I have money, if they think I'm broke, if they think my job's good. I don't care. Yep. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm doing what I know I have to do. Yep. I have a list of goals, the yearly goal. Yep. And then I have the long-term goal. The long-term is to be basically the source of independent travel. So when people think Anthony Bourdain, what do they know him for? Yeah. He was the first like rock star traveler on a TV show. Yep. Very different from what we're doing today. Yep. At the same time, same thing, just different platform. Yep. So for me, it's more just being the source for independent travel. Because I really don't promote anything that's not you getting on the plane and landing in a country and sort of figuring it out. I don't promote tours. I promote tours within a country, but not a group tour where you're with them for 7 days. I don't promote that. I just don't believe in it. You will never, like if you were to go to the Dominican Republic and go on the 3-day package tour.
I've been to DR.
Okay, but like if you just did like a 3-day tour package.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same as if I go out on my own.
On yourself, you know, mingle with locals. The experience, this one will rock your world. This one would just be like you went. The tourist and the traveler.
I agree completely.
So I mean, in terms of legacy, I think of it more like I'm never gonna stop traveling. Yeah. I'm really never. Like, even in the end, I will never stop. But that's what I want. I want to be the source. I have a lot of different business ideas that I want. Yeah. But that's just in terms of, you know, fame and money. You know, those things will happen with that.
So what you've done for a lot of people seems like a pipe dream. Seems like
impossible.
Impossible for someone who's just starting a YouTube channel or blog. They're like, how can I travel to 70 countries or even 50 countries or 10 countries for that matter? Like I just don't have the money. How do I afford it? So how do you make so many videos? You told me beforehand we were talking, you tell me you edit 3 videos in a day, and your videos,
well, I usually edit 2.
All right, let's say you edit 2 videos on average a day. your videos, travel vlogs are like 15 minutes, some of them are like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
For a lot of other people, it may take several days, sometimes even a week to edit a video of that quality, the way you do it.
Right.
So you seem to have, you know, a system or planning or something that I think a lot of people can gain, myself included. I'm really intrigued by how you do it, just not only the quantity, but the quality of your videos. Yeah. What's your process and your planning for doing that you don't see, I won't say that you don't see on YouTube, but maybe that you don't hear often on YouTube, or anything you want to share that might be helpful for my audience?
Yeah, so I mean, the way I do my, so the way I start with any trip is I gotta plan the trip, right? So that's for me, that's my favorite part. Then I figure out, you know, how do I create 3 videos a day? Well, for me, it's a little bit easier than most people just because I'm doing a lot of food. So I'll do like my breakfast slash an attraction or a breakfast food tour. Okay. That's sort of how I do it. I'll break it up. Then I'll do lunch with another attraction or a lunch tour of different foods. Yep. I always throw in the attraction because I'm more than just food. I'm about the place. So it depends on what it is. Like I just released the series on Northeast India. I did videos on like game drives, and I'd mix in my lunch or my breakfast, you know, in between on each video. So I'm automatically able to film 3. Now, the third one's always iffy because if I'm too tired, do I get to that third one or not? You know, my brain's still working at that point of the day. But I always push through. I'll tell you, like, on every trip for the past 6 months, I haven't gone a day. Even my travel days, I film that day. You know, so, and the reason why I do that video, which I know there's probably no, you know, the viewership won't be huge because it's not like what everybody's used to. I do it because I want people to see that what I'm capable of doing. Yeah. More than just like, okay, you only do food, go to the restaurant, shoot. No, I can film my travel day, and I want to show you the experience and, you know, what this airport's about, how many people travel through here, you know, what is it, what do you have to go through, you know, how crazy it is. So, sorry, a lot of people screaming over here. Yeah, sorry about those guys over there. We are at an outdoor bar, so my apologies. But yeah, so that's sort of how I do it, right? So I know, like, on a trip, I'm shooting 3 a day. Yep. Almost automatically, so the travel day will probably be 1 or 2. And then when I get home, luckily I have usually 3 weeks between trips. That's usually what I have, sometimes less. But every single day, Monday through Friday, I edit 2 or 3 a day. So how do I do that at home? Well, I manage my time really well. I wake up usually at 6 with my kids because they wake up at that time. By the time my daughter goes to school, 9, the second daughter's asleep by 9:30, 10. Hold on.
Sorry about the interruption. Things got a little rowdy here. It is Miami.
That's sort of how I do my days, right? When I'm traveling, get home, usually have 2 weeks between trips, 3 weeks. And then every day, I edit 2 or 3 videos. You know, I mix it up, I work from home. And you're editing on Premiere, right? Premiere, yeah, so I edit on Premiere. And you sort of have a process for, my thing is like, do you shoot for the edit? Are you always shooting for the edit? And you must have a way, because most people shooting, making two or 3 videos in a day, that seems like a daunting task, especially at the speed that you do it. I mean it is, because you're non-stop shooting, but at the same time it's really not, because I think about it like this: whatever I'm talking about, I have to get B-roll of that. Yep. So when I get to the timeline, I don't do like how most editors do. They go up here and they find the clip and they do this. I literally grab, because I shoot from beginning to end is my video. So I grab the clips, drop them on the timeline, drop everything on the timeline in order as it was shot. That's what I do too, and edit. Actually. Yeah, that's the best thing, because just go through it one time. Once you do that, then I go in and I start adding the music, text, overlays, etc. Okay, so to match. I mean, I like to do like how we did today. Yep. I do my intro. Yep. I shot some few clips before. Yeah, so earlier we were at this Asian fusion, but really owned by a Venezuelan family. This restaurant down the street, Crudos. We did a video out there. I will link it in the description below, by the way, guys. I'll link to David's channel. I was gonna ask you, so then when you edit, you put everything, you do like the whole talking part, and then you add the B-roll on the top. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's like I said, 90% B-roll. Then you do graphics, music, and just fine tune it. And that's the end. Yeah. That's how I edit too. Sometimes I'll like even start like put on a timeline, find the song I really like, and start editing with the song. I start that for the beginning. I have a little mini intro. But that's it. And I mean, that's the fastest way and the best system. If you do, I know some people who do like top 10s. Do that. You have to find the footage. It's so much more daunting. Some of the stuff I do too with the camera
comparisons is very daunting. So let's talk about money right now. So making money, someone who wants to start, or why don't you share first how you make money, and someone starting out, what are your 3 biggest ways of making money?
So my 3 ways I make money on, on the internet is basically, number 1 is my website. I make money through advertising there. Through Mediavine is the one I work with. Then I have obviously Google AdSense on my YouTube channel. So every time you get 1 million views, you either make $1,000 or you make $12,000. It depends if it's US based or if it's India based. India is the low end, US is the high end. Period. I made 5 million views this month. If it was all US, I'd be rolling in money.
Yeah.
But it's not all US.
Yeah.
So it goes down. It's usually, they say, on the lower end. It's never on the highest end unless you literally have no audience outside, which almost is impossible now.
And it's also niche too. Like certain niches pay more than others.
Maybe.
I've heard that. I don't know.
Maybe. I just know my CPM tells me US, $12.
Got it.
India, like 80 cents. So,
got it.
So it shows like that.
Okay, and your third one?
And then third one is sponsorships.
Okay.
So that's basically the perks for me. All that sponsorship money, that's usually the money I'm saving to the side. I try to make the ad revenues what pays my living.
Okay.
And then the sponsors is where I like my bread and butter, where I put aside for future stuff, buying a house, etc. That's big money. It can be huge money the bigger you get. At 100,000 subscribers, you should be making around $4,000 off a sponsorship per video.
Yep.
And that's usually like a shout out / dedicated. But it really depends. Dedicated videos don't do good.
So what should someone like myself, I have about 10,000, 11,000 subscribers now.
Yeah, you have to go lower, like $250.
Okay.
Just because it's very different. And then when you get
at the high end, it's a lot more.
Yeah, like between 100K and $500,000. So I saw 100,000 subscribers and $500,000. The numbers can vary, but I know once you get to $1 million, you should not charge less than like 20,000, 25,000 a video.
A video. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But clients are going to be very rare in comparison to like when you're at like my level, where you're getting 5,000, here and there. My best months, I've gotten 5 of those. My worst months, 0.
Yeah,
so it just depends,
Got it.
So my main thing as a YouTuber, you should aim to make your living off viewership. Period. I know people who don't aim on that, and what happens when there's no sponsorship money? There's no living.
Yeah.
You don't live.
Well, for me, it's mostly been with affiliate marketing. Have you done that?
That's my website.
Or for your niche, it's not as much.
On my website it works. On my YouTube doesn't.
Yeah, gotcha.
Just putting a billion links and hoping,
Yeah, gotcha.
I mean, I'm sure it does. It just I don't see the money comparison.
Got it.
I know my viewership. I like that check. And now also with Facebook, you can also make money the same way. You release your video and you're good.
What do you recommend for someone out there, or what are you trying to do more of in terms of making money or monetizing your creative content creation?
I think just diversifying, but not steering way too far. Like when you have something good, like I told you before, like when you were like, I want to make a second and third channel.
Yeah.
Right now, dude, this is the only thing I'm doing is going up with here.
Yeah.
Because if I start aiming outside, it takes away from this, and this is what's like. I have 2 kids. I'm not gonna let my thing crumble. So I gotta keep going with it.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Don't want to.
Better to go deep than wide.
I think you should dive deep until you have enough, so you can go wide financially.
Yeah. Now let's talk about travel. For all you guys who want to travel, obviously people want to film in different locations with your drones, with filmmaking. How do you travel? How do you make that affordable for someone out there who doesn't have millions of dollars? They take a trip and then they got to go back home and work like a dog to pay off for that trip. Any tips or any little websites or advice you can share?
In terms of advice, I would say go to the cheapest destinations first.
Okay.
Especially anybody starting off, if you haven't been to Southeast Asia, cheapest destination you can go to. Okay. You can live off like $20 a day. Live like food, transport, entrance, everything. 20 a day. You can go high end and blow money, or you can go super low end and save. So I think starting Southeast Asia, and it's the most exotic.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's just like sensory overload every second. It's grow Asia.
Yeah.
And then I mean, eventually you build. That's the thing. The key is that a lot of people, like even you were like, you've done all this and like Dude, this is 10 years, man.
Yeah,
10 years
in the making.
Of grinding every single day, editing, and like I don't see it like, okay, where am I gonna be at 45? I know I want to be at 45. I don't want to be just making videos all day.
Yeah.
Or editing all day.
Yeah.
I'll make the videos, not editing all day.
Yeah, because editing gets tough.
Yeah, I mean, it depends where you live, depends how much it costs. It becomes more, affordable.
All right, guys, I think this was a great interview. I think David gave us a lot of tips, personal experience, and the thing I like talking with someone like David is you're someone out there in the trenches really doing it. A lot of people out there, may talk or write about travel, but they really haven't done it like you have, really gone out there and experienced it all. So I really appreciate you giving your time today for myself and for my audience.
Yeah, awesome.
And before we go, what's your biggest advice or message out there for people who want to get started, who want to kind of do what you did, or want to, expand their filmmaking and drone career?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the first rule, if you want to make it happen, is you gotta do it. Go out there and do it.
Yeah.
I think one of the best pieces of advice I ever gotten from somebody, it was to the world, basically, from Casey Neistat.
Yeah.
When I was starting, about 2 years ago, when I started really like getting full time into it, like travel vlogging.
Yeah.
The key, if you want to make this thing really work, is you gotta. There's no like. Enjoy this process, and don't stop releasing. Yeah. One of the biggest keys. That's why when you're asking me how many you can release every day, it's easy. My goal is to release every day. Yeah. Like I feel bad if I don't release today. Yeah. What happens if I don't release? You become irrelevant. Yeah. Period. Yeah. I'm already used to releasing every day. Yeah. So just grind. Just like the biggest issue is too many people are they don't do. They want to hang out with friends and chill and do stuff.
Exactly.
You gotta just work.
I agree. I mean, here in Miami, I've only done one other collaboration with someone in Miami, and you're actually the first person I've done a collaboration with who lives in Miami. So in Miami, I'd say that as like a problem. Like everyone, I hear people, oh yeah, I'm a filmmaker, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a content creator, I'm this, I'm that, and then
but they're not.
They're not really doing it.
If you're not full time, and you're not doing it every second. Yeah. Like I breathe this. Yeah. I go to sleep editing. I wake up and I edit. Yeah. Or create.
I would agree. I think it's more like a lifestyle than a vocation.
It's 100% lifestyle, man.
Yeah. It sounds cliche and kind of corny to say that, but
no, but
it's true, right?
There's one, I don't like motivational quotes. I don't care about that stuff. Yeah. But there's one video from Arnold Schwarzenegger that inspires me. Literally every day I hear it, and it's like when somebody out there's partying, jerking around. Yeah. Someone else is getting smart. Yep. Someone else is putting in the work. Exactly. And they are winning. Exactly. And you're not. Exactly. Because you're fucking around. Yeah. Exactly. Sorry. I mean, it's just true.
No, it's true. Definitely.
Awesome, man.
Well, thank you very much. This was awesome.
I had to get, dude. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger, dude. Like, man.
Actually, I have a picture of him in my room. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he's the man. I do like Arnold. I don't usually share that, so it's funny that you said that.
I love him.
Yeah, he's the man. This was an awesome video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I think David shared a lot of valuable information and tips for you guys out there. And like I said, you got to get out there and do it. This information is valuable, but only if you use it. So, go out there and start it today. Just do a little bit every day. Don't get too overwhelmed. Just stay at it step by step. David's been doing it for 10 years. So obviously you're not going to reach 400,000 subscribers in just a few weeks. It takes time. So thank you for your time. If you haven't done so, please subscribe to David's channel. You'll enjoy it. You'll learn a lot. He travels all around the world. He's been to 72 countries, and he does a lot of, obviously he does filmmaking in every country he goes to. So I think you get a lot of valuable nuggets from his channel, as well as be entertained and learn stuff. So subscribe and like all his videos. His channel is blowing up. Before you know it, he'll be at 1 million subscribers. Do the same at mine. Hopefully by the year end, I'll be at 100,000. So I appreciate your time, David. Thanks a lot, guys. Hey. And see you in the next one.
Dude, thanks for having me.
Thanks, man.
Dude, we're melting out here, though.
Yeah, we are melting.
It's hot.
It's hot. It's really hot.